Well, compliance is a multifunctional tool. It combines prevention, detection, and deterrence all in one function. Internal controls serve essentially two of those functions. Prevention to the extent that the controls are visible and reinforced throughout the organization, and detection to the extent that they're the mechanism through which violations of compliance or potential violations are escalated up to management. Companies need to remember that controls are not static. They should be fluid with the evolution of the company. And if they're left unchecked for an extended period of time, the company will evolve out from under them and they become vulnerable. They need to speak to the specific current risks that the company faces. I think it's also important for companies to remember that internal controls are only procedures. Companies should be careful not to overestimate the effectiveness of controls or underestimate the ability of a bad actor to defeat them. They're only truly effective in an environment where corporate enterprise culture promotes the right behavior, and those things combined make for effective internal controls. Chief compliance officers and managers have a distinct advantage in the settlement conversation if they can push the discussion to a granular level of the internal controls environment and how those controls apply to the specific risks that the company faces, showing that they found those risks and identified them through a specific tailor-made risk assessment process. This speaks to a critical element of the settlement discussion with respect to a regulator's decision as to whether to impose a monitorship, and that's credibility. Companies that can bring that credibility by having a command of their internal controls and also explaining clearly how those controls apply to the conduct at issue are going to be much more successful in convincing regulators that they're poised and prepared to address the problems that they've had that brought them to the table.